It's me, Comet Man here.
You will kill me! You will kill me if you do that, okay? Alright. So, I brought you all here today to hear my incredible presentation. We've been having issues with Hyper Beam, so we have a bunch of buffers for like a whole bunch of shit here. Bear with me as I go through all my shit. There's that, there's another buffer, there's another buffer, there's another buffer. Here's my presentation. Incredible, my presentation. Hopefully it won't explode so I can stream this in VR chat. We understand? We understand. Okay, awesome. Okay. Which Muppet would play which in the cast of Love Megaman My Battle Network fanfic if it were made into a live-action Muppet movie, and who would be the one human? There we go. That's definitely my presentation. That is definitely what's going on here. Whoa! Oh my god.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Oh, I'm gonna join on my phone and make dinner. This is good. How many slides is this? How many slides is this?
Just kidding. Okay, that's not my actual presentation. My real presentation is why Capcom should hire me to be the director of Mega Man Star Force 4 and give me $100 billion to do so. Alright, we're on the same page. Alright.
Okay, but could you do the Muppet one instead? Because I think that one's better.
But who would be the one human? Just who would be the one human?
Name one of my characters.
The
Nero,
one that
easy.
I drew.
Silver.
Regina.
The girl with the braid.
These are actually all good answers. Yes.
Girl with the dragon tattoo.
Hey, it's me, Comet Man here.
You will kill me! You will kill me if you do that, okay? Alright.
You smudged the screen.
Good. It's all working. Mego, I've got a fucking story for you. Yeah. Don't count your chickens before they fucking break everything. Okay. Some background and why they should hire me. And pictured here is me and the ornament. Why they should hire me? I ain't got other shit going on. It's technically a lie. But, I would drop everything to do this. This would be awesome, this would be a dream come true. 2. I'm normal and can be trusted with money. I will not use the company funds to embezzle stuff and put it into a super yacht. My super yacht is Mega Man Star Force 4. Alright? Oops, I keep accidentally clicking the slide thing. 3. Know what I'm doing? That is also a lie! But they won't know, nobody tells them, alright? Nothing will go bad if I don't have experience about doing something, okay? Right? That has never happened in the past. It'll be all fine. Finally, please, it would be really awesome, okay? Okay, please? Pretty please? Pretty please? Pretty please?
It's pretty convincing.
Pretty convincing. Thank you. I'm very convincing. Why do we need a new Star Force game? We don't. I just really want one. The real answer, honestly, is... Okay, for real, Star Force game would actually be really fun. I think there's a lot of mechanics in the gameplay that we could, like, do more of, because we don't have a lot of, like, Battle Network Star Force likes. We have some things that are kind of like it, but nothing quite like Star Force and all that stuff. And I do want to hear more about the story, and sure, you could just like write a fic about it, but you know, the story is more fun when you've got game along with it, and it's just great. And also, the story that I would want Star Force 4 to be would only come out after I finish writing Woven Memories in about like 5 years. So yeah, and also, I don't think it would make a lot of money. It would be pretty niche and only appeal to freaks like me. But I'd be really hyped for it, so pretty please! Pretty please, there's a lot of Star Force fans out there, and I think it'd be fun. Please appeal to my very specific sensibilities. So, why $100 billion? I keep pressing it. I'm gonna hire at least half the video game industry. Here is my grand and evil plan. We're gonna have a fucking huge-ass storyline, where it's just like 6 different storylines going on, and they're all gonna be interconnected together. We got like the Star Force stuff, we got all the other characters, they're all gonna be doing things, they're all gonna be all connected together into one big gigantic story. And it's gonna be $1 billion to do so because we're hiring half the video game industry to do so. All of this into one big gigantic super game that's not gonna experience scope creep. Never. That never happens. That's not a thing. No way. Who's ever heard of scope creep? Is it real?
I've never seen one.
I've never seen a scope creep. No. Alright. So, Star Force 4. We kind of already know the basic idea of what Star Force 4 was kind of going to be, because they wrote it up like a while ago. It was canceled, pretty famously. Everyone's like, oh man, Star Force 4, they're going to do Star Force 4, whoa! And then they like released some images about it. But we know that it was in development at some point. We don't know how long, or how much, we know it was. So the basic idea is, do that. Do the thing that they were doing. Do that. Expand upon it. That's it. For Star Force 4, there we go. What we know of the Star Force 4 that was in development at the time was basically sometime around like 2009, 2010, the game was like in early development, canceled due to low sales on previous games released. So Star Force 3, one of my favorite games of all time, gameplay-wise, it didn't sell well. It's a whole thing about like, you know, marketing and like video games and trying to like hype people up for something, and people didn't really like some of the stories and stuff. It's a whole thing. So sales were low, they aren't going to get enough money on it, they canceled Star Force 4 pretty early on. What we've got here is a little freak, his name is Kazuma. This is a descendant of Land Hikari! Whoa! Main character from the previous, year 2000 game in Battle Network. He's gonna be helping out Geo, main character of Star Force and stuff, with hacking and stuff. That's pretty much what we know about it. Eventually there's a bounty on them, and they like get the attention of the Satella police, and they have like a bounty, and we're literally crawling at crumbs. And hacking would be the main gimmick of the game. So like all these games have like a little central gimmick, and ooh, hold on. The whole world started lagging on me really bad. All the Star Force games have some sort of gimmick. Star Force 3's was like noise, just like interference with like sound waves. It would be hacking for this one. That's what was in their design document. That's it. That's all we know. That's all we know about their development for this. Quick side note, this was all written before there was a new one-shot by Takamasaki. It came out, like, a couple days before the Legacy Collection for Star Force came out. I think it should be considered its, like, own canon for the manga canon or whatever. It made things, like, all nice and pretty and all wrapped up in a little bow. I think it's way more interesting if things are worse, This was all also written before Shingo Uzumi was like, oh my god, if you guys buy enough Star Force Legacy Collection, we might do Star Force 4! It's a fucking marketing tactic, don't listen to him. Don't get my fucking hopes up, man! You can't play with my heartstrings. Any case, alright, what Star Force 4 would actually look like. So, my idea for this is that several years after Star Force 3, the gang is a little bit grown up and they're about to graduate high school, start the next chapter of their lives. I find this a very interesting part in the story of just a normal human being going through their life, where they're deciding where they want to go, what they want to do. They're also like, do I want to keep in touch with my friends who I made over high school? It's a very tumultuous and dramatic part. I think it would be really good for Star Force to focus in on that little part of each of these character stories. So, we got Geostellar. Little guy, he's a little guy, he's our favorite little guy. Main character of the Star Force series, main character boy. Famously, wants to be an astronaut. Here's the thing, he's already an astronaut, he already been to space, he went to space in Star Force 1, 2, and 3. He's already an astronaut. So, what is he gonna do? He is on track to enroll in a prestigious university and major in astrophysics. I think he's already got the ability to go into space. A lot of astronauts, they go into like pilot programs and all this other stuff. Don't worry about that. He can already do all that like naturally. He's got an alien that he combines with and goes into space. That's fine. It's normal. We all know this. I think it would be way more interesting if he's a big gigantic nerd who's learning about astrophysics and like learning about like, you know, gravitational forces and shit like that. We've got Sonia Strom, famous pink girl. We love her, Pink Fungus. She is living her best life. She's doing concerts around the world for free after buying back all of her music rights from the music label that she was under. But she is still making a lot of money regardless. She's doing great. She's living free, and I don't know. You know what? She's just gonna be a musician. She's not going into a college or something. She is living the musician life. She's living her best life. Luna Platz. This is actually art from one of the like art directors sometime later on. This is supposed to be them when they were like 14 or something, but I really like this picture of Luna. It's so cute. Normally Luna has like these little big old like dangles up at the top, but like instead here they're like right at the back and they're like flowing down. Oh, it's so cute. It's awesome. Anyway, she is interning at a local governor's office because I think she should be going into government because she is really good at getting shit done. She is girl boss #1. She fucking gets it done. And she also cares about people and lifts the voice of the unheard. So she'd be great as a public servant. Okay, the other three. We got Bud Bison. Bud Bison, he's really big and cool. In Star Force 3, he's got like... Well, Star Force 1, he's like the first boss, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna beat you up because you beat me up, and I'm scared that I'm gonna lose all my friends if people don't see that I'm strong and stuff. Star Force 3, he gains the ability to wave change once more, and he's like fighting stuff. He's like, I'm gonna fight alongside you, Geo. So what he does is he works with AAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAA and he's dealing with wave viruses. He's a cop. So, we've got Zach Temple. Roll it back a little bit. Okay, so Zach Temple, he's a little shrimpy guy. He's a little bit of a nerd. He's a little freak. He's a guy whose purpose in the games is to be a really annoying bastard, and I have grown to be very endeared of him. He's really funny to me. He's assisting Dr. Goodall, you know, a guy from Star Force 3, in her research on projects on, like, focusing on the study of the wave viruses and stuff. He's found an interest, and he's doing it, and great. He's living his best life. Solo, he fights Yo on occasion, mysterious. He's a guy that shows up in Star Force 2. We literally don't know really anything about him, and that's, like, the thing about him. He's just mysterious. He doesn't say shit about his self at all. He's like, I'm gonna be a loner. His name is literally Solo. You understand him. It's right on his tin. I don't need to explain shit. Other characters. Oh, there's a little guy here. Alright, so everybody else, I'll just go through them really fast. Omegasis, everyone knows him. He's chilling. He's being an uncle. He's doing his best stuff. ACEOs, Ace. The guy from Star Force 3, he was microwaved way too many times, and I do like the fact that he's, in his story, he really pushes himself and tries to be perfect in every single way, but it destroys him in the end, and he could have died. He could have died at the end of Star Force 3. They could have had, like, balls and killed him, but they didn't. I think it's way more interesting if he's got issues and he's constantly trying to, you know, help out, but he can't retire properly, basically. They need to put him onto, like, an island vacation so he can stop working. Kelvin, he's alive and well despite being microwaved for many years. Hope, she's doing shit. Queen Tia and Jack, they're also doing stuff. They're having a fun time. Aaron Boreal, also a really fun guy. I like him. Tom as well. Bob Copper, he's a cop. He's suddenly into baseball for some reason. And Dr. Vega, we all know Dr. Vega. You know. She's at the club! And then bullshit happens. So all of that was set up before Star Force 4 officially happened. That's like the preface, that's what they've been doing, that's what's been going on the past couple of years. and the bullshit happens. So, Star Force 4 begins in proper. New laws are coming out regarding wave changers and aliens. What? Fuck. Thank you. Geo is now marked as a fugitive for harboring Omega Sis because of all these new laws that are marking aliens as an invading force. And then Kazuma, you know, the guy that we talked about earlier from the Star Force 4 that was canceled and stuff, he tracks Geo down and assists him for his own nefarious ends because he sees that if he uses Mega Man, he can, like, get into places and learn things that, you know, you wouldn't normally be able to do with normal hacking. He needs a wave changer to do so. It just so happens that one needs a little bit of assistance staying low and hidden. And so Kazuma's hacking ability allows him to change Mega Man and his abilities on the fly and stuff. So he's like, you know, getting into, you know, the human, it's a little fucked up, but I like that, the human's code and changing his abilities. And that's how you, like, you know, change your abilities in the game and, like, give him, like, you know, the higher armor and all that shit. Artificial wave changers are hunting them now. So in Star Force 3, they've introduced this idea of artificial wave changers with ACEOS and acid. I think they should expand upon that instead of, like, just leaving things from, like, the previous game, like, in the previous game and only in the previous game, like the fucking jammers. Where the fuck are the jammers? The jammers were an interesting thing. They don't bring them up ever again. I'm gonna bring up jammers. Artificial wave changers. So the artificial wave changers are, like, this group of humans who are anti-alien, and they're hunting down the aliens and stuff, because they not only do they see them as a invading force, but the people that are in control of the artificial wave changers, the, like, big main bad guy, is using that to get rid of competition because he wants control over everything, and the only thing that can stop his control over everything are the aliens, are the EM wave changers that are able to change because they have a special bond with the aliens. The gameplay is just, it's standard Star Force stuff. It'll be handled by Capcom's dev team. They'll handle that. They'll be fine with it. But, and also, the game's difficulty curve is steep, and that is on purpose. It should be steep because of the following reasons that I'll be expanding upon later. So, Star Force game in proper. I didn't want to, like, draw up, like, what it would look like. It would basically just look like Star Force 3. So here's some screenshots of Star Force 3 and two guys hitting each other with hammers. It's standard Star Force stuff. I love Star Force. Star Force 3 card selection, where you've got, like, all the cards kind of overlapping over each other, and it's a little bit more weird and wacky, and you're, like, clicking stuff, and it's really cool. If it's something in the background, you can either choose it once, and we all know how this works.
Weird and who?
I know, I said it. You gotta stop catching me on it! It just comes out naturally. Similar mechanic to Star Force Noise is the hacking meter. So in Star Force 3, the noise meter would increase as you do damage or do over damage with a null element chip. I think that's a little bit too restrictive and causes you to focus on, like, the swords, the Bushidos, the sword fighters, all that, the Bukis. You're focusing way too much on those and it's restricting your gameplay. I think it's better if we focus on stuff that, like, increases your skill level and interaction with the game itself in the form of countering and successful blocking. Increases your hacking meter, but it also slowly goes up over time and also increases the base meter the more that you encounter the same enemy. So if you're encountering normal viruses and stuff, it'll just increase over time and as you, like, learn more about the viruses naturally. But if you're fighting, like, a boss, you won't have that. But if you're doing refights with the boss, you will have that as it slowly increases. So you can do more and more counterattack damage, try to get that, like, battling timer down and try to get the high scores and such. It should naturally reflect these things. Hacking allow the whole shebang of the entire, like, gimmick of the game is hacking, and hacking to me is changing how the gameplay, like, feels in an unnatural way. So in all the Star Force games, if you do, like, some really good stuff, or honestly it just shows up. It shows up in some of the games, or just click it on the screen, where you get a form change mid-fight. And for this one, for the hacking one, it should allow you access to a lot of illegal data and abilities that make it seem like you're hacking. So like auto-aim, auto-dodging, all these like weird things where like, oh my god, the guys got the hacksaws! You understand. And so Kazuma can customize Mega Man with a whole bunch of abilities, and they're gonna change the cool model as well. There is some really cool stuff in Star Force 3 where they change what the guy looks like, what Geo looks like in the fights and stuff, for like the noise changes, and I think that's really cool. I think because this is a modern game, we should be able to just get a whole bunch of different like 3D models and be able to customize our little Geo guy, a little Mega Man, however we want, including visually. So, the whole shebang of this entire thing is that Star Force 4 isn't just one game. It is 5 games. In fact, it is actually 6 games. Actually, it might be 7 games. Shh, that's a secret. So, what we have is instead of just, might be better if I explain it here. Instead of just one game with a whole bunch of little side stories and stuff, what you'll get is one game, and you will have like codes to be able to give to your friends for all the other side stories. You could do them yourself if you wanted to and didn't have friends to do so. But the whole shebang about the whole process, the whole idea behind it is that you get your friends to help you beat the games. So you hand out the other games for free, like little codes and stuff that they can download, and they can play through the other characters' storylines. And helping out through the other character storylines helps the main game. What we got is stories for all the other characters and stuff like Sonya and all the other characters that I introduced earlier on. They all have their own games. So, for Sonya Strum's story, immediately after the news comes out that aliens are now illegal, she starts working as an ambassador for the alien-human relations. She's working with, like, I don't know, the fucking president or whatever, and also King Cepheus, we love him. She's, like, trying to make sure that nobody's, like, killing each other. Her secret identity is safe. In Star Force 3, Geo's fucking identity gets fucking, like, leaked and doxed to the goddamn world because his dad was like, you gotta help my son, Geo, he's dying out there, he's Mega Man, and everyone's like, oh, fuck, for real? And, well, it gets him back down to Earth, but he's also doxed, which makes him vulnerable for all the, you know, laws and stuff. But Sonya, she doesn't have to deal with that. Her secret identity is safe. She, is working to try to change people's minds about aliens, and the aliens' minds about humans, and try to see the good in each other through the power of her music. Which it's hinted at in Star Force 1 that she could, like, use her music to, like, not necessarily control people. It's really, really vague, but I like to interpret it that she's able to, manipulate people's minds with her music in some regard. Might she be able to influence these people's hearts, and might that be like a little bit morally gray? Sure, she's allowed to though. She's cool. She's allowed to though, but is it? I think it would be super awesome if she had to fight a dark version of herself that's a manifestation of her desire to do violence. In this first game, we see Sonya Strum immediately gain superpowers and just start wrecking shit and start attacking people. I don't know, she's based. So, Sonya's game, in short, is a rhythm-based bullet hell dodging game, where you gotta, like, it's gonna be made by the Everhood devs, and maybe some other people who are similar to that. Yeah, Everhood, yeah! Where it's like an action, like, bullet hell game where you're hitting things on the beat. You're doing attacks, dodges, and everything. It's based on the rhythm. Kind of like, what was this called?
Bullet hells?
No, the video game I'm pointing at. This one.
Hi-Fi Rush?
Hi-Fi Rush, thank you so much. Fuck, I forgot the name Hi-Fi Rush. I can remember all the Mega Mans and stuff, but I can't remember Hi-Fi Rush. But yeah, it's a little Crypto Necrodancer, kind of like that, but it's more of an action sort of game. I'm imagining, like, backwards perspective, you're seeing the music's coming towards you have to hit it on beat and such like that. Bullet hells, dodging, all that. 6 songs. All of them are awesome. I'm imagining them in my head. They're awesome. I don't need to I don't need to provide examples. The fights are increasingly difficult, and they're manifestations of the metaphysical representations of the person. So, like, she's like fighting, like, you know, their inner demons and like their inner darknesses and stuff, and like trying to convince them in their hearts of the goodness of humanity and also aliens. If you beat the game, you'll get a bonus in the base Star Force 4 game. I think this would be like up to the developers and stuff, but I like to imagine that there's like harp note based customizations that you get for the base game that do like vampiric damage, probably also like bonuses to lower.
Would you say she's stealing their hearts? Like,
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Phantom Thief?
Yeah. I think she should do bonus damage for like lower range of like attack chips, or like attacks for that do like multi hits and stuff. Bonus damage to those kinds of things. And if you do counter attacks, it's someone's heart note that she can hit everybody with her big huge guitar, stuff like that. So next up, we've got Luna Shirogane. The preface for this one, I do need to make sure that everyone knows this. Queen Ophiuka is not coming back. She's not there. She doesn't show up. No Snake Lady.
Aw.
No Snake Lady. No Snake Lady. No, Snake Lady does not show up. Look, I don't hate her. I hit my table. I don't hate Queen Ophiuka, but she's more of Ophiuka instead of Luna, and she also represents the bad parts of Luna. She's very manipulative. She's very mean. It's just not good. It's just we're not gonna deal with that. So, what instead? Luna Platz's story. Star Force 4 should start out with having to track down Luna. So I'm imagining at the very beginning, you're like on the wave roads, you're chatting with Sonya Harpnote, and you're chilling and stuff, and they're like, and Vogue, her wizard, her little AI companion little guy, she shows up, she shows up and goes, hey, I can't find Luna, where is she? And they're like, oh, okay, she must be sleepwalking or something, that's just something that's happening now. She's been sleep wave changing as a funny little bit, because she can just wave change now. In every single one of the Star Force games, Luna gets microwaved. Several times in Star Force 1, about 2 times in Star Force 2, and in Star Force 3, she gets blasted into 5 little Luna frag bits! And you have to reconstitute her. She's basically a wave now. She's been fucking strung across the entire world. So she can just do it naturally. Fuck it, she doesn't have a form, she can just do it naturally. Voker Wizard is distraught. Oh no, because this happens a lot. She has to go find him. So after you do that little funny little bit in the beginning, laws come out, and Luna is immediately suspicious of stuff that's going on in her governing office that she's interning at. So she is starting to want to investigate the lobbyists and the lawmakers and figure out what's going on. What's the inside story as to what is happening and why they decided to put these laws out to begin with. So she has to start investigating. And quickly realizes she has to use her wave-changing abilities to get more info. Because she's got to do things that other people aren't able to do. She can do this without a wizard. She can do this without an alien. She can just do this. She can get the secret information and crack the case. So she leaks the information to the press and works on exposing the truth behind all these changes and the laws and the government and stuff. Her game will be an isometric puzzle stealth game. Much like Boktai, much like Metal Gear, much like, Hitman, where you're like getting a guy, taking their disguise, and walking around and pretending you're like that funny little guy that you've taken their disguise of. So it's gonna be by the guys that made Boktai. Who did Boktai? So that's Kojima and Konami. Okay. Fuck it, why not? Kojima can do this one. Fucking put Kojima on it. Put fucking Kojima on the government conspiracy stealth game. I'm sure he'll do great. Full creative control as long as he follows, the logic of the Star Force world and all that jazz. But also, no misogyny. I don't want to hand it to Kojima and then there be like Butt Girl or the girl who's like, you know, flattened into woman figure. I've seen what he's done. No, Mr. Kojimbo. No. And Luna uses Vogue's fashion skills to disguise herself to sneak around, so she's like sneaking around in all of, like the comp spaces and the wave roads and stuff, hiding behind viruses and hiding behind security stuff. It's all supposed to be like stealth and sneaking around and doing puzzles and shit and disguises. She can temporarily incapacitate big enemies with Vogue-shaped hammer. So Luna, she's based on like, you know, like moon rabbit sort of stuff from like, you know, Japanese mythology. Gotta have that big fucking hammer. You gotta have Vogue turn into a big fucking hammer. It's like a hat, turn into a hammer, smack stuff, temporary incapacitate enemies. Perfect. So the bonus to the main game is that you get a multi-hit shield with like, you know, the big old hat, you put it over yourself and you get a multi-hit shield, kind of like magical hats in Yu-Gi-Oh! And also secret passwords. Well, this is a really cool feature in Star Force because they used to release these passwords and stuff in like magazines and all these cute little things and be like, oh my god, you could unlock a thing in the video game. We don't really have those anymore, but in order to like mimic that, we could have Luna find some secret passwords and bring them into the real Star Force thing. It's not like you could actually get the actual passwords and put them into the game. It will have to actually be from the gameplay that your friend's doing over here to actually like unlock the cool features in the base game. But it mimics that cool idea. So, moving on, we got Bud Bison's story. Bud, he's working at the Satella Police during the time the laws come out. So we know he's a wave changer. He's working with an alien. He's got the alien Tauros. So that makes him like, you know, suspect. He could be, prosecuted and like arrested. But because he's working with the Satella Police, he's exempt from many of the laws, but he's now working in a very restricted capacity. And also, he's now, having to hunt down his fellow wave changers, the people that are just trying to live their lives. He's a cop. So, he has to make the hard choice, taking the easy way of complying with the law, or letting these people and the innocent aliens go free. He has to weigh these choices. Does he go the easy way and think that he can, like, change the system from within? Or does he do the hard thing and, like, do the right thing in this situation? Let the innocent people go. And the story ends with either Bud becoming the top of the Satella Police or quitting outright. Bud's game. Gritty cyberpunk point-and-click adventure. So we got, it's developed by Ad Hoc, people who did Telltale, or Slay the Princess, or the Disco Elysium people, or all of them. You know, we got $100 billion, we can just do that. It'll be awesome, it'll be great. He's in this, like, incredible cyberpunk world. I drew that. Isn't that awesome? You've got, like, an inventory system where you have to organize your resources. It's very resource intensive, where if you do really well at your job, and what your job is arresting innocent people, you get more money. And more money means that you do better on the next day of work. You've got more health, you've got more, like, activity, you've got more ability to do the job that you're doing. You're not as tired and stuff. He's a big guy, he loves ginger beef. The ginger beef is super expensive. So it's not just a weighing of what is morally right. It's, are you going to be able to beat the game? Are you even going to be able to beat these things? Because it's really hard without your money. You're trying to balance all of your money while doing this. You gain money by turning the wave changers in, and you get no money for naught. So you could be living off of scraps, possibly, and following your heart, but getting in trouble, but with the police. Putting yourself in danger as well. Or you could take the easy way out, eat a whole bunch of ginger beef, and live your best life as a pig. You gain, like, it's simplified turn-based combat. We don't want to have it like be too crazy, but it should be very clear like how difficult it is to do it without your bonuses that you get when you like buy stuff, when you use the resources to do so. Better bonuses are better food, which costs more money. We get that. And the some combat would be avoidable by smooth talking. So if you make like the right choices and stuff, again, it's like click and point adventure sort of situation. And the bonus for Star Force 4 is Taurus Fire customization. You know, this guy, you can wave change into Taurus Fire. You get like some stuff for Taurus Fire. Fire element, breaking charge attack, super armor. Super armor is really good. We love super armor. If you choose the bad bud ending, there's going to be a fight in Star Force 4 for your friend, which is going to be harder because this is a bud that's been like, you know, training off of all of these other wave changers and getting stronger off of them, and he's full of ginger beef, man. You can't beat him. So yeah, this one we're gonna have to have like a whole bunch of people on it. I see the potential in Bud. He's like a really interesting guy. Anyways, here's Zach. Kinda Bug and kinda Zach. He's gonna catch some viruses. He's going to catch the viruses and they're all around the place. Look them all around and then they'll find little wave viruses in the grass. He is gonna catch them and he's gonna learn about the viruses. So that's Zach. He's a little shrimp guy. He's gonna go find some viruses. He's gonna go, yeah, that's what he's gonna do. Anyway, so, next guy. We got Solo. Solo, it's gonna be unlocked after the other 4 side stories, and you give that one to your friend and all that fun stuff. He has to deal with the fact that, like, he is a guy who doesn't want to rely on anyone else. That's like his whole shebang. He's a freak, but I love him, so he can handle that. He can handle being all alone and, pulling himself by his own bootstraps, because he's a freak. I do want to, clarify a little bit. This is Solo for people who don't know. I know I'm talking to a lot of my friends, streamer friends who know nothing about Star Force. So this is Solo. He's like your main rival guy. He's very stoic, independent. Star Force 2, he's basically just ore farming the entire time. He's the baddest motherfucker who ever did it, and he does it on his own. He's awesome. He's super cool. His game should be high concept, fully immersive VR experience where you are. It's developed by the Bone Labs folks, where you are working at a 7-Eleven, fully rendered, 9-hour shifts, several real 9-hour shifts in real time, fully simulated in full detail. NPC interactions basic and merely transactatory. You just get their stuff, you give them the money, the change and stuff, and you take their money and they're gone. You're managing a store. You're managing a 7-Eleven. 9 hours a day, full week. It starts with you writing down a job application. You fill out a job application, you fill it all the way out, you do the interview, you work at 7-Eleven, fuck you. You sweep, you stock, you manage a whole 7-Eleven in real actual time, cannot be sped up in any way, cannot be left on, or else you will get fired and have to start over. Fuck you. Play my awesome 50-hour game that is mostly just sitting. Bonus that you get in Star Force 4 is 500 Zenny, and the solo fights are way harder now. Fuck you. Also, you get a cool sword, but only if you beat the high version of Rogue. That's like, Rogue ZZZ, it's like highest version of Rogue. But wait, there's another game! Where the fuck is Pat Spriggs? Okay, so for those who don't know, Pat Spriggs, this is a little guy, Pat Spriggs. This was drawn by my friend Naima Bars. He's this funny, cute little guy. There's a lot to him. They basically don't have any story on him in Star Force 2 and 3, like the tiniest of crumbs in 2, and 0 in Star Force 3. So what the fuck is going on with him? You have to do a whole bunch of crazy bullshit in order to unlock this story to begin with. It can only be found with like secret information, all this other crazy shit. So it's like the secret 7th game in my 7 layers of hell. He is fucking homeless! He's scrounging for bits! He's running around! He's globetrotting! He doesn't have a job! He doesn't have no money! He can wave change, though. It's not like he can, like, he could just go into a wave road in order to sleep and stuff, but yeah. He's going fucking hashtag through it, my man. So, his story involves reconciling with his past and with Rey, and learning how to forgive himself. Eventually, the idea is that he gets adopted by Aaron Boreal, my goat. He's got a cute bear wizard now. You saw a picture of him earlier. Very cute. Eventually, the story will continue, and then he gathers the courage to meet back up with Geo and help in the final fight. It'll be awesome and cute, because these two need to be friends right now, and I'm so angry that Capcom has never done any fucking thing with Pat. He's great. So Pat's game is going to be Minecraft. Big Minecraft server. He literally lives in a big Minecraft server. I imagine it's something kind of like Minecraft, but also like Project Zomboid, where everything's like super duper like simulated and nitty gritty detail. And it's also Minecraft. I like Minecraft. 200-hour hardcore SMP roleplay server where you have to pretend to be normal and everyone else who also got to this part in the game. You're playing on a big fucking server with everyone else. 200 hours. Fuck you. And you have to coordinate without in-game chat or voice. So a lot like Journey. So you're having to like build this world, you have to work with people, you have to trust these people, you have to like coordinate without words and stuff. Because, I mean, it's gonna be all over the world. It could be like somebody speaking another language you don't understand, you don't know. You have to learn to work with people. You can only win if you beat the game with another person in the endgame area. But I don't like always on like video games. I hate that model because it doesn't super work out in the future. What about the people who don't have stable internet? So if you don't have the internet, an NPC version of Rey will help you like throughout the entire fight. I'm imagining like you choose at the beginning if you want the online experience or the single player experience. And if you do the single player experience, you have NPC Rey, who's like the Gemini Spark Black, and he's walking around and he's messing with stuff. He's being a little bit of a shit. But he's having a good time. He's a little bit of a roadblock in your way, but he's well-meaning, you know? We love that he's a little bit of a shit. That's my gameplay. The big secret 7th one. Because this freak over here, this fucking freak over here, I want him. I want him in more Star Force shit. He was like a big fucking part in Star Force 1, and then he just fucking left. Where'd he go? Anyways, sorry. It's my birthday. I can scream if I want to. Anyway, so the cons of all this. We've talked about all the positives, all the really cool video games, all the really cool things that we can get from this. The cons are you won't make any fucking profit! None! Negative fucking money! Anyways, thank you for coming to my presentation! Thank you guys so much! Thank you! Thank you for indulging me and hearing my words about my presentation! Woo! Almost fell over. Woo!
Yeah, the negative money might be a bit of a problem.
I think the negative money would be a bit of a problem, honestly, to be honest. Anyways, my real presentation is should I buy this Omegasys painting? It's $30,000 US and it's real $30,000 US. This is real. This is a real painting. It's in Las Cruces, New Mexico. At the current moment, I want it. It's $30,000. I don't know if I could lowball the guy on eBay. He said best offer or best offer. I don't know who else is offering him. We could just have everyone start lowballing him and I get, like, I give him an offer of the lowest ball +1. We could stage something, you know? Anyways, he's real. He is a real painting that I want. Look at him. He's a real guy. It's a Megasis, and he's a real painting.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, anyways, what's up? Hi.
If you had one opportunity to meet with Kojima and try to convince him to work on this game, what would you say to him?
I would say, hi, Mr. Kojima. Hi, Kojima. I would also have to have $100 billion in order to do this. I'd be like, you know, getting the money and flaunting it out and be like, hey man, I got the greatest game in the world idea for you. He's not gonna believe me. And then I'll show him like, Boktai, and then like his heart will grow and be like, oh my god, I remember Boktai. And I'm like, yeah man. Yeah, Boktai was awesome. What if you did that with this girl? And she's like doing government conspiracy, like cover up, like unearthing them and stuff. And he'd be like,
just tell
wow,
him that
that's so cool.
Pekara's gonna be in it, and then he'll be like, oh, I love Pekara.
No, we're not putting Pekara because no, we're not doing a Death Stranding thing where Pekara shows up. No.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? I feel like you need to allow some creative input on this game.
Where are we gonna fit in Norman Reedus?
And his unborn fetus.
I think
we need more fan service.
We'll put a shirtless Kojima in the game. How about that?
Now we're talking.
Yeah,
okay,
make the game smell like blood while it heats up.
In order to like really make this work, we will need Liam Neeson playing at least one of the dad characters.
But what one would Kermit the Frog be?
Kermit the Frog would be playing Reg.
So does that make Miss Piggy Regina?
That's not a real character. Sure, man, why not?
Also, in this conceived of world in which you've built 7 distinctly different games, do you view this in the same way that like a Warcraft or StarCraft campaign works, where every individual faction has like a short campaign that all comes together to one story conclusion at the end? Yes. Or do you see this as like concurrent individual games?
I do believe that they should be like parallel sort of games, but they all converge at the very end. I think if you played through Star Force 4 and you were goated at it, you could get through all the story and get to the end without playing all the other games. And you just wouldn't have all the bonuses and stuff, and you wouldn't see your friends come together at the very end there. But you could still beat Star Force 4 if you wanted to. The important thing in like game design and development is allowing people to play the game the way that they want to, and not restrict them to a specific way for a vision that you're looking for when it comes to like weird ways to play the game. You know, you want to give them more options than not. So if people want to do the challenge run where they want to play Star Force entirely through without any of the helpful bonuses and stuff, by all means, go for it.
What are you gonna do for us bitches that are not good at video games and cannot get good? Will there be options for us?
You get to play Zach's story. It's Bug Snacks.
What if I want to play
the one thing I
all
wanted
of
to mention with the Bug Snacks one is like when you're catching the viruses and stuff, you're sending that information to Geo and like filling out the Zachopedia, which is a canonical thing in Star Force 3. I'm not gonna explain it.
All right, but are all the viruses trying to jump in your mouth and turn you into a virus too?
God, that'd be so sick and awesome. They should just have that in one of the plot lines. I don't know why they don't. It's such a crazy thing. In Star Force 1, they just like have people who get taken over by wave viruses, and you fight them, and you never do anything similar to that ever again. There's just freaks. There's just normal ass people getting taken over by viruses, and they're like, "Well, I guess I'm gonna kill you now." It's They should do more with it. The real thing about all this is, if you're looking for a new piece of media that, like, I don't know, a AAA developer, or any sort of developer, or even a person, if you're looking for new content on that and they're not delivering on the content that you want, just fucking make it yourself. Just fucking do your goddamn self. I mean, I know it's hard, but, like, if you want to see it, you got a pencil, you got hands.
Could I, as an alternative, pay someone like Hideo Kojima and Norman Reedus to make it for me?
Oh my god. Oh, whoa. Oh my god. Probably. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a crazy concept. I don't think I've ever heard of that. You should invent it. Tell me the word for it right now, Kalis.
Okay, giving someone money for doing a thing. God damn. It makes me feel like I'm the cool boss man.
Cool boss
like
man.
Commissioner Gordon.
Oh, like Commissioner Gordon.
Call it
so you
Gordon.
Call it Gordy's?
Yeah, we'll call it Gordy's.
Gordy's. Okay. Okay, Gordoning. I understand.
Yeah.
So,
Gordoning
find yourself
artists.
somebody to Gordon and make the world a bigger, brighter, more beautiful place by adding to it the things that you want to see in the world. That's my presentation.